Hot off the heels of DC making their big power play with a reboot of Superman, Marvel brings out a landmark film with Fantastic Four: First Steps. I feel like the significance of this has been well documented in YouTube circles, but in case you don't know, I'll give you a quick breakdown. 20th Century Fox owned the rights to make Fantastic Four films, as well as X-Men, so Marvel's classic hero family were not able to join the Marvel Cinematic Universe until Fox went on sale and Disney bought it. Well, in general, I feel like this is a really bad merger and gives Disney too much market share. The silver lining is that those two superhero teams could now join the MCU without the baggage of having to ask two competing companies to play nice, just like Sony and Disney are doing for Spider-Man. In the meantime, the Fantastic Four movies that have been produced are, in order, the 90s one that was never supposed to see the light of day but has become an ironic fan favorite, the 2005 version, which was watchable but unremarkable, and the sequel, which is better but still mostly mid-range, and the 2015 Fant Four Stick, which was a jumbled mess of a movie that seems to be missing its second act entirely. So now we have Fantastic Four: First Steps, which you could still argue is not in the MCU because it also takes place in an alternate universe. But this is probably the right choice to avoid another tired origin story and to avoid the question of where was Reed Richards back when Thanos was stomping around? I mean, powers or not, his superior intellect would have come in handy during that conflict. Their world looks mostly like our Earth, but it has a 60s retro vibe to it. It looks like what the 60s said the year 2000 would look like. So the four of them are already established superheroes and are known for saving humanity and keeping the world safe. Very sweet of them. There's a great little recap that gives us the basics of what's going on and who they are. Settled well enough into their roles. We don't have the usual issues of Ben Grimm moping around because he's a rock monster. We don't see them fiddling around with their powers and trying to see how hot Johnny can get or anything like that. In a way, it's very similar to the new Superman in that you just gotta meet them where they're at. Though this does feel a little more like the beginning of a new story rather than being dropped in part 2 of a 4-part story. The main conflict is a familiar one in that Earth is visited by the Silver Surfer, who tells everyone to make their peace because Galactus is going to eat their planet. Of course, the Fantastic Four don't like that because that's where all their stuff is, so they get a rocket and take the battle to the stars. Also, Sue is pregnant, and Galactus senses the power cosmic in the unborn child, and might just be willing to let Earth survive if they give up the child to Galactus, but Sue and Reed would rather not sacrifice their firstborn. I find myself with a bit of a mixed feeling on this one, to be honest. And something I like, and something that didn't quite work, stem from the same thing, and that confuses me. But first, let me preface by saying that Fantastic Four: First Steps is good. It's definitely worth seeing, and I even say worth seeing in theaters. It's a stronger entry in the more recent MCU films. I thought the alternate world production design was great, giving this film a unique aesthetic that really separates it from some of the more samey looking Marvel films. And the actors fit their roles perfectly. The story works, I liked seeing how it plays out, and it really was cool seeing Galactus properly realized on the big screen. But despite all that the movie does right, I can't shake the feeling that it all should have felt bigger. Like Galactus is going to eat Earth. That's a big deal, but I don't know, it just felt like another mission for the Fantastic Four. On paper it sure isn't, but I don't know why I just wasn't as invested as I should have been. One thing I thought was maybe that the story was a bit fast. The movie moves along at a pretty brisk pace, and that's great because it never drags. But I also got the sense that there were more scenes on the cutting room floor that could have fleshed out some of the ideas better. So I appreciate them trying to be economical with their time, but honestly, the movie could have actually been longer and may have been better for it. The other theory I have is the fact that they're in this alternate reality of Earth 828. This was cool in that it loosened up the possibilities on how the movie could play out. It's entirely possible that because this isn't the MCU Earth that we know and love, the finale of this movie could end with Galactus eating the planet and the Fantastic Four having to flee like refugees. So in a way, it actually raised the stakes. But here I was still feeling like it didn't feel big enough, and now I'm left wondering that if the fact that anything could happen made me more detached. Like, this isn't the Earth I know and love, so why should I feel that anything that happens here has any real consequences? That kind of makes me sound cold and callous. Like, why should I care about people who are over there? But other movies have made me care before, so there is some kind of deficiency in the storytelling, and I can't quite pinpoint it. There is also the room for error that comes with maybe me just feeling a certain way the day that I watched it, and happened to taint an otherwise perfectly good movie-going experience. I don't know, let me know in the comments and maybe we can talk about it. Regardless, it's great seeing a properly realized version of the Fantastic Four on screen. It's long overdue, and it does feel like this one got it mostly right. I just wish they hit it out of the park. So 3.5 out of 5 for reasons I can't fully explain, maybe a 4. I still have to admit I am invested and I really want to see where the series goes from here, so there you go. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a good one.